Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is all about meeting new people. Meeting new people can be super daunting and very awkward sometimes, and I completely understand what kind of fears you're going through for those who are kind of scared and don't know really how to make new friends. Do not worry, I got you, babe. So in this video, I'm going to give you my 9 tips to help you guys out. This video is going to have tips for introverted and extroverted as well. So the first tips I'm going to give are things that everyone can do, even introverted. And I really would like to precise something. No matter who you are and what your character is and what your personality is, you must always make an effort to try and meet new people, because you could really miss out on some incredible friendships. And this is why this video has been created. I kind of really want to make sure that you guys all have the best fresh start you can ever possibly imagine and the best year of uni. Let's get right into them. My tip number 1 is to leave the door open. Usually if you're a fresher, I mean, this is especially for UK universities and campuses, but usually if you go to uni in the UK, you're in dorms or halls or in a corridor with other students. I don't care if you don't have flatmates. I don't have flatmates, and I didn't have anyone in my corridor during freshers. I still kept the door open. You need to keep the door open because people maybe from other corridors are just exploring the building and would see you. If you have your door shut, it's kind of pointless. It really says a lot about your personality, and it just says that you're open to just, start new friendship and start a conversation with someone. Everyone can do it. Even very extremely introverted people can do this, so there's absolutely no excuses. Alright, so moving on to my tip number 2. Go around campus during Freshers Week. So for those who don't know what Freshers Week is, I've actually made a video for you guys, and I will probably link it in the bio. Some people are very affected by it and feel really insecure walking alone. I really hope that you won't feel that way during Freshers Week, because it's a one time where everyone should be going out and discovering about the campus, discovering about the societies and the activities. The people who are there during the events during the day on campus, they're made to make you feel comfortable, secure and included. And this is the best way to actually explore what kind of societies you would want to get into and meet new people on the way. Who knows, you never know. But go around campus and start conversations with the people who are organizing the little stands and the events. Alright people, so let's move on to my tip number 3. You have to do this. No way around this. Join a society. It's obvious why. You meet new people. Maybe you don't like your flatmates. Maybe you weren't lucky with your halls. Maybe you're not even on campus. I really hope that you will be on campus, because oh my goodness, that does change a lot. Maybe you guys are really unlucky with your accommodation, where you're living and with who you're living. So joining a society really puts everything into perspective and really helps you understand that it's not because you weren't lucky with your flatmates or whatever that you can't make friends outside of your halls. There are ways to meet new people even though you're in the most disadvantaged accommodation ever. So joining society is one of them, and there's everything. I mean, there's Quidditch, cheerleading, rugby, football, business, Pokemon even, maybe, like with the whole Pokemon Go going on. I think that there's also probably going to be something about Pokemon too. Make sure you join things that relate to you, because you're very probably going to meet people who are like-minded just like you. My tip number 4 is kind of a weird one, and I'm surprised if some people still don't get this. Basically, during your modules, your lecturer will probably start talking about group work and group presentation, and you will have to sign up to groups. The thing that really amazes me every single time is that so many of you are keen to do with people that you know. There's so many advantages to start a group with people that you really do not know, and this is what I've been doing every single time. First of all, doing group work can really affect your friendship a lot. I would never want to ruin my friendship with people just because of a coursework. Are you kidding me? That's one thing I'm always very careful with. The second big reason why I don't want to do group work with my friends is because in real life, after student life, we will be put in a company and doing teamwork with people that you probably never met at first. So important to learn how to deal with people you don't know while you're working on a project together. And I think that university is providing you with training for that. And it would be a shame to just waste that training just because you want to do it with your friend. You will learn so much from it, and you will get out stronger, in my opinion. Obviously, be open-minded when you're with other people. The most amazing people I've ever met it's just because I joined them randomly through group work. Alright, so this said, let's move on to tip number 5, which is a bit more hardcore and a bit more for extroverts. Basically, you have to start a conversation with random people in a club. And obviously when I say in a club, I actually mean the smoking area. So when I go out a lot, but instead of spending most of my time in the club, I actually spend most of my time in the smoking area, although I don't smoke, just because you will find me chatting to random people and starting conversations. And the reason why I feel super comfortable doing that is because people are usually like not very sober, and they're kind of like either tipsy or drunk. They're so much more approachable. Most people seem more confident than what they are. But let's move on to my tip number 6. So my tip number 6 is basically the same one as tip number 5, but it's basically just start a conversation with random people when they're sober. So when the sun is out. That is much more daunting, and I completely understand if introverted people don't want to do this. I mean, I feel uncomfortable doing it most of the time, and I find that I'm pretty crazy extroverted. I mean, going up to someone while he or she is completely sober and start a conversation can be so daunting. So I will do a video about icebreakers and all that stuff, because I feel that's super valuable and important for you guys. Okay, so now let's move on to my tip number 7. And my tip number 7 is like super important, and it's basically following up. You guys need to follow up when you start a friendship. So when you start a conversation with people in the club, as I said in my tip number 5, most of them are drunk and they will probably not remember you. So if you feel that when you're talking to people for the first time and you're having a really good conversation and it's really flowing, make sure that at the end of it, say, hey, like I really enjoyed talking to you. Would you mind if I asked your Facebook? And most of the people, especially if they're drunk or tipsy, they will say yes. And in that point, what do? Like, you don't just sit around and just accept their friendship and basta. You need to do something more, and that is basically the next morning or the next day, you say, oh, thank you so much for the conversation we did last night. I really enjoyed it. It was so like-minded. I really hope I will see you around on campus. This person will wake up with this mess and will say, who the hell is this person? We'll probably stalk you on Facebook. Let's not kid around. We all stalk each other on Facebook. Next time you bump into each other, make sure you say hi. Don't ignore the person. Just say, hi, how are you? And this person will just, since they stalked you, they will remember who you are most of the time. Let's go to my tip number 8, and this is like by far the most important tip. Smile and laugh. Guys, I can't stress enough. You can do all of the tips I said before in this video, but if you do not smile, if you do not laugh, if you're not someone positive, probably people will not want to stick around you. So many people are going through crap in their life. Focus on trying to be as positive as you possibly can be. People will stick around you. This said, let's move on to my final tip, and it's tip number 9. And this is basically a more organizing your social life kind of thing, and this really helped me personally. I knew that I was going to get into events. It was very important to me to not miss anyone. You know, it can be very awkward when you throw a house party and you just forget someone, just forget you met someone, and they just find out that there was a house party and you didn't invite them. So to make sure that I'm not forgetting anyone, there are these lists on Facebook. You can create a list. They don't get notifications. Literally just for you and your own organization. And I have lists for basically everything. So one of my lists is basically Exeter students, and I put all the people I met in Exeter, or in England in this case, in that list. The only problem with that is that every time you add someone on Facebook, you have to add them to the list. So you have to do this from the start. So those were my 9 tips. Thank you so much for watching this. I really hope it helped you. Like my video, subscribe if you liked what you saw. And if you have, oh my god, most importantly, if you have any questions about university, this is your chance to ask me. I mean, I've just started my YouTube channel. I haven't told any of my friends yet. Have a great day. Mwah. Ciao.